I'm telling you right now, I scored at 30-27 for Rory McDonald.
Yeah.
Okay. But I can go and say, all right, I can understand someone giving it to Gleason Tebow in the third and final round. He was going after him. Maybe they thought he was landing some of the shots that he was throwing hard. Okay. The first two?
Yeah.
Come on. You know, I know all the judges gave the second round to Rory. Obviously, they should have. But the first round, it wasn't close. It wasn't close. And honestly, either was the third round. It just was not a good exhibition of what judges should be giving credit for in an MMA fight. Rory McDonald, you know, he went out there, he fought a clean fight. Now, the one thing, you know, some people you can look at, you're always looking for that guy that, you know, is trying to end the fight, the guy that's trying to finish things. And yeah, Gleason was, but he wasn't landing anything to do it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what, you know, he's got to land that effective, all those shots that he's throwing. I'm not saying he didn't land it all. He did. And I thought Gleason fought hard and, you know, taking nothing away from him. He just, in my opinion, didn't deserve to get the decision that he got, that split decision victory. I thought Rory got just, he got abused.
Yeah, I was trying to look at it and say like, hey, he was putting the pressure, he was landing the harder shots, but there was very rarely any of them. But then I go back and I would take a look at back at the Marlon Moraes and Jose Aldo fight. He was putting the pressure, but wasn't really throwing anything. And Moraes was running on his bike. He was basically just sprinting around in circles, but he was landing the cleaner shots. And Rory was landing the cleaner shots, just not the harder ones, but he was actually more active and actually pinpointing everywhere he wanted to land. So good stuff. I mean, he's going to be in the tournament. So he's in that final playoff, I think is what they call it. He's in there, but I mean, that'll affect his seeding, I believe. But I mean, he's still I still think he walks away winning the whole thing. He's going to have a hard time with Ray Cooper.
He's gonna have hard. You know, it's funny because I was talking to someone who's a judge there, and he says, they ought to just hand Rory the $1 million. Now I go, whoa.
Yeah.
I go, let me tell you something. Ray Cooper is very Robbie Lawler-like. Okay? And there's a guy that gave Rory McDonald a lot of problems in his fighting career, and that guy's name is Robbie Lawler. Yeah. And honestly, right now, Ray Cooper is just a younger, stronger, better version at this time. Yeah. You know, comparatively where they're at. So don't just hand it over to him. Rory's got a tough match. It would have been much easier if he had gotten the 3 points. He would have been in the other bracket fighting the Russian instead of fighting Ray Cooper.
Yeah.
Better position to be in.
Yeah, I guess we're going to see what happens and how it all plays out. It's just funny how you have, this is what's weird about their whole playoff situation. Let's just say that Gleason wins.
Go, talk to me because I'm going to bring something up here and everyone's going to say, oh, John, because of Bellator. Has nothing to do with it. I'm talking as a fan. I want to talk about their system. Go.
Well, to me, it's weird that Gleason beats Rory, who is considered to be like the best, the number one guy, the ranked guy, whatever it is, and then he doesn't get in. I got
it better than that, but go ahead.
That's weird to me. That's just weird to me. I'm like, even if I don't think it was a robbery, and if it wasn't a robbery, and I thought maybe okay he won, or if he whatever it was, he doesn't get in. So then, okay, the guy that gives him, I guess, the most fit so far is the guy that just beat him, but he's not even in the tournament. So it's just it's weird. I get why they're doing it. It brings a little bit of something different to the sport, and I can get behind that, but. If you make it too complicated to follow, you're not doing yourself any favors.
Or when it makes zero sense. Let's just take a look at the fights, the way they went down and everything. The main card you had Chris Camozzi fights Cesar Ferreira. He eats Ferreira up in that fight. Yeah. He beat the piss out of him.
Yeah, okay? You were talking about how Ferreira was probably going to be able to take Camozzi out. Just a couple days ago.
Camozzi just looked great on the feet. He did great when he was on the ground. He landed big, heavy ground and pound at times. He just an outstanding. The kicks that he landed were beautiful. Everything he did. And he gets the win the way it should have been. It was a unanimous decision victory. He gets the 3 points. The guy he just beat the shit out of is moving on into the tournament finals and playoffs while he's going to go and sit home. because Chris Camozzi fought the guy who won the tournament last time in Sortie, a tougher fight than what Fahea had in his first round, and he loses a close decision, and so he doesn't get any points. He fights two guys that are going to be in the finals, barely loses to one, and beats the fuck out of another, and he's sitting at home while Cesar Fahea is going on. That's what's wrong with your tournament and your points. It doesn't make sense. When you've got the guy who got his ass beat moving on and the guy who beat his ass going home, you got problems.
Yeah, they should maybe start to restructure the fact that it's got to look like everyone fights everybody in the bracket.
Hello,
and then
that's the way it's going to be.
Of points, yeah.
Okay.
I think, and it's just going to take longer to come to fruition. That's the only problem. And I kind of like the way Bellator does it in terms of like, look, it's a 1-year thing, and we do it, spread it out based on fighters' health. But we're pretty much the only company that's really doing the tournament style, except for they are. But it's way different. It's not like the best fight the best. It's they pick, and then these two people fight, and they find out who gets in the playoffs. Well, how many other fighters are in there? Why don't you fight out? Why don't you just fight them all? You know, I also think maybe you should go back. I wish Bellator would do this too, because I think Pride did this a while back. They'd have the semifinals and the finals in one night. I love that. I love that idea. Or you have the quarter and the semis in one night, and then you have the finals at another time where both fighters can prepare for that person. I love that idea as well. So you have both quarters and you have both semifinals that night in one night, and then you have them fight the finals at another time so they can both prepare properly and get the best fight.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at the way, there's no way in the world you can tell me that it makes sense that a guy that, you know, got the shit beat out of him, he's the guy that's going, he advances. Where does that make sense? Where does that sound like it's a good idea to you?
100% agree.